friends, I am so honored to be here with a phenomenal icon of Nigeria's creative industry, Miss Monalisa Chinda. She has graced us with her presence today, and we're very fortunate to be able to hear from her. And what we would like to know is, we would like to know information about what are the projects you are working on right now that you want our audience to know about.
Okay, so I am working on my show, what is called Monalisa. This borders on current affairs. It borders on backstory reports on the government sector, educational sector, the medical sector.
Wow.
So it's all about the real stories, the real deal, why things aren't working. It's not political, it's not religious, but it's going to touch all of these areas in no controversial manner, but real stories being told to real people.
That's phenomenal. It's really important to be able to touch on those real stories so people can have their voices heard, right?
Yeah.
And that's not the only talk show that you have.
No, I have You and I with Monalisa, which borders on millennials. I mean, young upcoming artists who love to sing, and nobody has sent them to pitch them for some kind of breakthrough. So we talk about people who are into Instagram business, who are making millions and millions of naira on Instagram. We're also talking about current everyday issues, like we have the banter segment. We also have the money segment. So it is for upward mobile young people.
Okay.
So you and I, Monalisa, covers that. Covers I can interview you and know what you're doing. You're young, you can appeal to the young people, and just basically showcasing what the young people love to do.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what it is.
So you're really making sure you cover the integral parts of society.
That's right.
Because my Harvard training taught me that Nigeria was the greatest resource. The greatest resource of Nigeria is the young people, right? Because Nigeria has a very young population, right? And they're so creative and innovative and very hardworking.
I think about 60% of the population.
That's phenomenal. It's not the same in Canada, which we have an aging population, and the population is not even replacing itself. Yeah, so that's problematic. And so Nigeria has so much to offer the world. And I really want to make sure people know about your philanthropic activities, like the community initiatives that you do, because we see you as this stunning beauty on camera with like exceptional acting capacity.
Wow.
Exceptional, memorable, stand apart, and honestly, like I've had been so fortunate to spend time with you off camera. The most gracious, kind, thoughtful, right? Just wonderful spirit that just radiates this elegance and like I've been so wowed by how humble you are.
Thank you.
You know, and it doesn't carry those airs at all of celebrity, right?
No.
You would even barely know.
Listen, I am of the opinion that nobody should look at me as a celebrity. People should look at me as an actor and who is ready to give to the younger people, who's ready to share what she has garnered over the years. To share to people. I am just an actor.
And you know, I was fortunate to go to the AFRIF festival, the African International Film Festival, and their topic right now is Sheroes, right? So they're looking at female heroes, and I would say, after having been fortunate to chat with you off camera, that you are one of the Sheroes of Nigeria.
Really?
Yes. Right? Like a female actress who's a hero for many young people. You were telling me about what you're doing in Port Harcourt, right? So we talked earlier about this like push that my mom had given me. If you don't see change happening, go and do it yourself.
Yes, exactly.
And that's what you're doing in Port Harcourt. I want people to know about that. Please share with us.
Well, the challenge is a whole. I'm really facing a great big deal of challenge in the film school in Port Harcourt. People are yet to embrace the need to begin to develop yourselves, create skills that you really would love. Vocational engagement for young people. The thing is, the oil issue has eaten so deep into the youth, so they don't want to see that they can create wealth outside oil. And entertainment is the new gold.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, that's what it is.
It is.
You don't have to have all the qualification literally to have to create wealth in that genre in entertainment. So my focus is to help the youths of Niger Delta to begin to see how they can create wealth outside oil.
Right.
Now, entertainment is a new deal.
Yes.
So I am offering about 12 subjects at the moment.
Wow.
I introduced the last three. I was doing. I would do acting, directing, editing, children's theatre, costume and makeup. Now, why costume and makeup is very lucrative is that I have a section where everybody who wants to produce or who wants to be on a stage play will have to make their own costumes.
Amazing.
So you don't have to go borrow or learn costumes, and also you make the, or we even get people that can make the costumes with the local fabric we get from Mama. And then we also have the makeup section where we also do lots of makeup for people who want to learn to be professional in that area as well. So there's a whole lot that's open to. Then now I'm introducing soft computer skills as well. People who want to learn how to, because in computing you will be able to know how to edit. Yeah, photography. I've introduced photography. I've introduced videography. So it's just, I just want to be able to. I don't want, when somebody wants to learn how to be behind a camera, you're not able to see what can give you that knowledge. So I want to be open to every area that has to do with entertainment, except music. No music yet. I pray I get somebody who would come to that particular music sector and see how they can develop it in my institution. So that's just what it is. I want to be able to reach out as much as I can reach out to young people.
And you're definitely doing that, because when you span all those areas of the creative industry, you got it all encompassed, right? And so young people are so fortunate. If they didn't have the film school, right? Like they may not have the opportunity to do anything like in their hometown, right? And so it retains the talent.
That's right.
Not everybody, it's not like the goal for everyone to be in Lagos. We need to make sure that this talent is spread all across the country.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And so in thinking about nurturing the creative personalities like in your hometown and also doing that here in Lagos, I want to just ask you, why is it important for the world to pay attention to Nigeria's creative content as relates to culture?
Well, first of all, is an institution or a place to create wealth. Everybody's actually looking for how to make money.
Yes.
There's different areas you can make money in the creative sector, and it is one of the biggest employment of labor. Is that correct? So there's a whole lot of employment going on in the creative industry.
Wow.
It may not be much, but it's something it's so much to do, so much to accomplish in the creative industry, so much to do. And for me, I think if we begin to really stamp our feet on making sure the creative industry is being seen and embraced both home and abroad, it will go a long way for people abroad, even the international humanitarian people who do humanitarian work and foundation and all that can collaborate. We're looking for more international collaboration with what we have here, and it will sell out. Look, we're rich in culture. We're rich in our tradition. There's so many untapped stories we're yet to sell to the world. We are pregnant with so much content.
Yes, we are.
So we do really need to begin to share some of these things with people outside the world who are also have funds as well. Because funds is also one of our challenges.
It is.
Who have the funding to collaborate, and that would do something magnificent. I mean, something really great to sell to the world.
And how does Nigerian creative content stand apart from other parts of Africa? Because you have South African film or South African theater, Ghanaian film, Ghanaian theater, and what we tend to do in North America is we just look at Africa as just like almost like a country, right? We think of Africa as just being monolithic. So it's really hard for folks to make the differences or notice those differences. And an African accent, for them, it's all the same accent.
Like, no, it's not the same.
It's not, right? But they can't tell. So and this is how much everything is generalized.
Yes.
So what is distinctive about Nigerian creative content or the cultural industry in Nigeria?
First of all, we are highly diversified in terms of language, in terms of culture, in terms of, and the way we speak is so unique. We neither we don't sound like a typical Western. I mean, a typical British. We don't sound like typical Nigerian either. We just have this, fantastic way of of pronouncing our words, and of course our exaggeration, our what's called our the way we gesticulate, the way we you know we're very dramatic.
Yes.
So that too is a solid selling point for us. Everything is just everything. We talk about the food, we talk about the people, we talk about the fact that we're highly hospitable people.
That's very true.
Everybody wants to do business with us.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm calling on people to come here and invest.
And then so that's a great call out to folks, you know, and I'm wondering, how do they benefit? Like why? Like how are people outside to benefit from like engaging with Nigeria's creative industry? You know, what's in it for them?
First of all, we have the population. We have untapped natural resources. I don't even want to go there because we're talking about the creative industry now. We have artworks. We have artists who are just so talented that you don't even know begin. We have art galleries where, in fact, when the foreigners come into this country, that's the first place I want to go to. The art gallery. We have Naked Gallery there. We have Terra Culture. We have the museum. We have so much. And when you go to Ile-Ife, that is a whole that is another story altogether.
Absolutely.
You know, there's a whole new life there when it comes to arts and culture and stuff. And then we go to the north. There's so many things we haven't really, you know, been able to export as a matter of fact. So yes, they have so much to benefit from. So much. This is a country where you can create wealth. This is a country where you can create wealth, and if you know, even though we're yet to, we have lots of potentials where we haven't been able to materialize and even to monetize it. Hence the reason why I'm saying that people should come here. There's several sectors. There's a mineral sector. There's a creative industry. There's the raw materials here as well. So yeah. We're open to all of that.
Yes. And so in terms of the history, folks don't really know much about Nigeria's history. There's royal empires and royal legacies. Is it important for people to have that, to kind of know a little bit about their history? So what African Americans will say is that they get a sense of pride by knowing that they are descended from royalty, because their most recent past is slavery, right? And so they want to go beyond their slave past to identify with greatness, right? And can they find that greatness here in Nigeria?
See, Khalidah, when it comes to the history of Nigeria, it's a bit controversial. People have tried to block, you know, time past, history passed on to even the greater generation. They've have this, I don't know why, but they just don't want people to know what we have here. And it's a bit controversial. It's a controversy I don't want to go into because I have a lot. And you can imagine our generation, we're just learning some of the things that we're meant to have learned way back when we were kids. We're learning that then now about the history of queens, kings, monasteries, all sorts. And Benin Empire, there's so much we don't know. We're learning that now. So if I go in there, it would probably degenerate to something else. So,
but having learned about it, how has that impacted you?
It has impacted. Okay, now that has totally changed my perception on a whole lot of stuff I used to think that didn't exist. Now we want to begin to create stories on these past kings and queens and royalties. We now want to begin to create stories on them. And let me tell you, these are part of the things I said we haven't tapped yet. We haven't tapped yet. And that is where the partnerships will begin to come in. These are festival content. These are content that will be shown at festivals like TIFF and other parts of the world, where they would not just make money, they would have it in their galleries, they'll have it in their they have their own way to do their own Guinness Book of Records, I don't know. They'll have it in all there's so much stories here. We haven't really, people are yet to know how did killing of twins stop. There's no story on that yet. There was this killing of twins in some part of the South. There's also genital mutilation, which has been stopped. Who started genital mutilation in the first place? There are royalties. There's a royalty somewhere in the South side called Queen There's Queen Idia, which we have we told the story of Queen Idia yet?
I don't know that it's been very broadcasted internationally.
Exactly. So we need to begin to dig up all the stories and begin to put them into creative writing and then turn it into a stage play, musical, or drama.
Wow. Thank you so much for your time, Lisa. We're so grateful that you shared your time with us and helped us understand what Nigeria has to offer. Cultural richness, diversity, language, food. She's a really great cook, right? And we're going to be, hopefully in the future, seeing Cooking at Home with Monalisa.
That's right. Oh, wow, that's a good one. Right? Cooking at Home with Monalisa.
And
I have great recipes for you guys, though. But
I'm trying to get one of them before I go home.
No, you pay for it.
But thank you so much for your time. It's a pleasure to have you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.